Hi everyone, I'm back again for another episode of Abdul Asks. If you're new to the channel, this is a new series where we'll be meeting members of our community, experts and influencers at different points in their financial journey. And the purpose is to help you understand more about saving and investments. So also if you're new to Claro is a digital financial coach and community that's really working towards empowering people to make smarter investment decisions. And last week we had our chartered financial planner, Rachel, and she gave us some great insights to how she deals with her personal finances. And today we have another guest who's just joining us now, and it's Kay from the Pennies to Pounds podcast. Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for joining us today on this live. I'll just get you to kind of introduce yourself to our audience. I'm sure they know who you are already, but let's hand it over to you.
So my name is Kay. Well, my name's Kia. I am a personal finance expert. So me personally, I have my own podcasting platform, Pennies to Pounds. Here we are. And I'm also on the BBC 5 Live podcast, Your Work Your Money. So that's what I do. That's who I am.
Amazing. Well, we'll get straight into the questions. Tell us what your current financial goals at the minute.
My current goals at the moment, my biggest goal is to try and save for my first house. So I'm not long finished uni. My aim is obviously graduate lifestyle, try and save up for my first house. So that's where my goals is directed at the moment.
Amazing. And then do you have like certain timelines of how long, short-term, mid-term, long-term goals?
What you want goals for each point?
Any.
Okay, cool. So short term, I guess saving wise, my goal is to get a new car. So that's quite short term, within like the next year or two, hopefully. Mid-term would be my first house, so hopefully in the next 5 years, I've said. My dad said like 3, but I'm going to give myself 5. Hopefully to get my first house. And then long-term, after that, once I've got my house, will be for my pension. I want to make sure I can retire comfortably. I don't want to be scrambling for change when I'm old, and I've worked for many years. So
Amazing. So, I mean, given these timelines that you have you sort of allocated your savings to these goals? Are you working towards like making sure that you're analyzing your spending in a way that you can reach these goals?
Yes. So for me, obviously my short-term goal is to get a new car. So as much as my short-term goal, it's not my priority when it comes to saving. So I do put money away for it. But again, if it doesn't happen in my time frame, then that's fine. But my house is where my saving, all my money is going towards. I obviously contribute money towards my savings, got my government funded saving accounts. I have been tracking my spending because that is where I'm notorious for losing money. So I'm trying to figure out where I can kind of pull back the money and put the extra money that I don't spend in savings. And then, like I said, I contribute, when I was working, I was contributing towards my workplace pension, and obviously state pension is given to you. So yeah.
Amazing. And then you mentioned a little bit about, deciding sort of how you do your spending analysis. Sorry. But when you do sort of save and invest your money into something, how do you decide where that should be?
That's a good question. I think when it comes to saving, do you mean in terms of what account, or what do you mean?
Yeah, anything. If you are making sort of investments or choosing a savings account, like, is there anything in particular that you look into?
Okay. So for savings accounts, I have a range. So I have quite a few savings accounts. I think I counted, I have about 7 savings accounts. So they're all kind of different. But I have about 2, which I say are more long term. So I have to give notice if I want to withdraw. So that, again, prevents me from dipping in for frivolous spending. So I have that, and that's more geared towards saving for my house. And then I have the other 3, obviously one's an emergency fund, but the other 3 are easy access accounts, so I can just dip into it as and when I need. If something goes wrong today, I can just dip into it and hopefully get the money within the hour or something like that. When it comes to investing, I know a lot of people do it in different ways. I like to pick companies, or just in general, if I'm going to invest in funds, I like to do it based on what I believe in my ethics. So, I mean, there could be, for example, there could be a share which is doing amazing and getting great returns, but if they're harming the environment, I'm not really interested in that. So I try to pick whatever I'm going to invest in personally based on my ethics, because I know at the end of the day, if it's going to make me money, I want it to be something that aligns my beliefs and my morals, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to take that money back, and I have to be comfortable how that money was made. So that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no, that was actually one of our questions. Like, how do you, with your values that you have, I mean, from what you're saying, it has like a huge influence in where your investment goes.
Absolutely.
So that's really good. But how do you think maybe risk and sort of potential return play in investments? Do you ever look at like high risk or low risk, or I'll get more return or less return? Is that something that plays a difference?
It does, and I'd say when I first started investing about almost 2 years ago now, I was trying to get to grips with how it worked and what high risk and low risk meant. And I remember I was looking at these different funds, and I saw one which was really high risk, and I was like, you know what, the saying, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So I threw all my money in there, not all my money, I threw about £50 in there, into that fund, and it completely tanked. And that was a valuable lesson that I learned. Like, yes, there is, getting high returns, but at what cost? So I like to kind of even it out. So I do invest a little bit in some higher risk portfolios, but at the end of the day, my aim is I always want to get my money back. I want to make sure that I can get it back. So I do have a mix of lower risk investments on my portfolio. So I do have that kind of mix. So I am a bit risky, but not as risky as I was when I first started. I kind of mellowed that down because I understand more how it works and how you should kind of diversify your portfolio in that sense.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And then what would you say if someone was new to investment? What would be your money saving top tip?
Ooh, that's a good point. If someone was brand new to investment, what I'd say is don't do what I did and just jump in because it looks great. I'd say do your research and understand, what am I investing in? How does it work? I think the big thing for me is there any fees involved? Because some platforms have fees, some of them are hidden, some of them are upfront, so you're going to be paying. I say definitely do that research first. And there's kind of like two ways to it. Some platforms are great where you can just kind of put in monthly amounts and just say, I'm investing every month. I'm just sending over, I don't know, £50, £100 from my account every month, and I'm going to invest. But then some of them, it might be better to just kind of have a lump sum and invest that way, depending on the fee. I'd definitely say research all of that and figure out what's best suited to my income, what's best suited to me. Can I contribute monthly? Am I better off just putting in lump sums every 4 months? What is it I want to do?
Yeah, I think that's really good, and I like your platform, and you're really putting some, useful information out there for people to kind of get into better grips with their finances. Is there something that you could share with our audience that you found useful as a resource? It could be another podcast or maybe a news website that helped you with your financial journey.
Yeah, I'd say for me with my financial journey, in terms of resources, I started off listening to this podcast called Rice at Home, and they were great. They basically were talking, they were at the time free uni students who were talking about their journeys and kind of educating you on financial literacy. So I would follow them. I'd get their email every week, and that was me when it came to kind of learn about finances. But I definitely say if you're someone who wants to kind of kick it up a notch, there are so many amazing accounts on Instagram. Even if you just financial literacy, you'll find so many accounts. Obviously, aside from Claro and penniestopound, there are loads of accounts. I just say surround yourself and fill up your social media with what you want to become and what you want for your life. So if you really want to improve your finances, surround yourself with financial literacy. If you really want to be great at sports, follow sports people, whatever it is, but curate your social media journey based on what you want to achieve. Amazing
advice. And then finally, is there something you're working on currently? We know where to find you on social media, but are there any new upcoming projects that you've got going on?
Ooh, well, next month in October is 1 year of penniestopound. So I'm keeping it a bit under wraps, but just say October is going to be a good month for content. So I'm kind of putting things in the work for the 1 year. We're going to commemorate that very well. So yeah, that'd be good.
Amazing. Congratulations on that, and also all your success that you're having. Thank you for joining us as well. It's a pleasure talking to you as usual. And if people, like you mentioned, really want to kind of upscale their financial knowledge, you can follow us at Claro_money, where we're working to really empower people to make sure that they're really in a great standing for their own personal finance. And you can also find yourself on Pennies to Pound Pod, which is the podcast. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you celebrate your full year now. It's exciting.
I know, crazy.
Well, thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye.